In the last video, which was about the tram service to Woolton, I left a photograph on and said it would form the basis of the next video. So this is the next video. This is High Street in Woolton Village, the central reservation of a dual carriageway on this rather very cold and very bleak Monday morning. But this would have been the location of the terminus for the electric trams coming into Woolton. And I just wanted to show you the view today. So to the left is the apex of the roof of what is now the cheese company, which used to be the dairy. And on the right hand side is the Coach and Horses pub. Directly in front of us is King's Drive. So let's have a look at back in the day. And this is the same view. You can see to the left the apex of the roof of what was then the dairy and is now the cheese company. To the right, on the extreme right, is the Coach and Horses pub, because back then the Coach and Horses wasn't as big as it is today. Now, King's Drive, to me, hasn't been built yet, and I think King's Drive was built around about 1935, 1936. So this photograph is taken before that. But you can see in front of us there is a wall, and there's a white house with a chimney. Now that house is the gatehouse to what was Woolton Heys, which was a mansion house located in what is now King's Drive. I don't know if you can actually see that or read the sign that's in front of the house, but it actually says King's Drive Estate. Okay, so let's have a look at King's Drive today. Now this is a map showing where the gatehouse was, known as the lodge, and this is where the mansion house was with its estate. Now this is on the opposite side of the dual carriageway where that car is just turning into. That would have been the beginning of the mansion house. Now thanks to Dave Pimlett, we have a photograph of a drawing of what the mansion house looked like, probably from that angle, and also a photograph. So that would have been roughly here. Now in previous videos I've mentioned this sandstone wall, saying that it was probably part of the estate, and now I've seen the photograph, I think it definitely is. This sandstone wall would have been a boundary for Woolton Heys mansion and the estate beyond. And that's a view looking towards King's Drive. So this is where the mansion house was, and the estate leads roughly, or spreads out roughly, to Out Lane. And in this map from 1907, you can see the gatehouse there and the mansion house here. And it covers a fair amount of ground. Now in this map from 1956, you can see that Woolton Heys estate is no longer there. There's just a couple of outhouses. What I wanted to do was particularly look at this one. Now this is the car park to Sainsbury supermarket, and I think that Woolton Heys would have covered at least part of this area, including the housing estate behind it, which is namely Monk's Way. So this is an aerial view of where we are, just to give you your bearings if you're not from around here. That's where the mansion house would have been on King's Drive. That's where we are now. And this, when we turn around, is the property that I'm interested in. So to get there, we need to take a little walk down Out Lane. Right, so this is Out Lane, and it's mentioned in the Doomsday Book. It's a really old street, a really old road. At one time it would have taken you out of Childwall into Woolton, and out of Woolton back into Childwall. Now that woman in front of me there started off at the top of Out Lane, behind me. She was like a gazelle. She was doing around about 30 miles an hour because I don't walk slow. She's left me behind. Anyway, she's now reaching the junction with Monk's Way, which is where we want to go. Now, I think when I was in the car park at Sainsbury's, that the house I filmed is this one here on the right-hand side. I think it is. Anyway, the one we want to see is behind this fence, behind this light-coloured wooden gate. You can just see it peeping above. But the only way we're going to get to see it is by using Google Earth. And there it is. I think this white building is part of the estate, part of the farm, because it's a lot older than all the other houses around it. I couldn't find out if it was graded or not. I couldn't find it listed as a grade 2 building or whatever. But that doesn't mean to say it isn't. It could be. Okay, so what do you think? Could this white building in Monk's Way be part of the estate that was once Woolton Heys? I think it's likely. Doesn't mean to say that it is, but someone might know. Anyway, I'd like to thank Dave Pimblett once again for the photographs of Woolton Heys. It's been a place that I've really wondered what it looked like. I couldn't find anything on the internet in terms of photographs of it. But finally put it to bed now. I have banged on about this property for quite some time. So now I know what it looks like, and so do you. If you came here from watching the video previously, which was about basically the trams coming into Woolton years ago, and the bus that you had to catch before the trams had a tram line, then you may have noticed that I made a mistake about one of the photographs in Woolton Village. And I know what you're thinking. Surely not, Jeff, you've made a mistake. That's unheard of. But I did, yeah, I've made a mistake on it, and I'll do a little video to put it right and explain what it was. So that is probably going to come up next. And then we've got a video which is based on a photograph of a field with some cows in it. So that's going to be really exciting. That's coming up soon. And then off to Myrtle Street to do some filming there, because I think it's quite fascinating, that area, and the changes that have happened over the years. Rightio, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch up soon.